All-Star Game finale for Mariano Rivera.
How many people in any walk of life can you say that about?
0-2, 2 outs, ninth inning, Yankees up 6-4.
Good morning, Iona. No, I didn't want Kenny to start this off.
Yeah, I'm blocking you at the moment.
Kenny has a bad tendency to not show up to the morning show sometimes.
They know. They're the viewers.
Yes, they know, because usually Brian and I are staring at each other.
That's weird.
But I just found out right now. You want to know why Kenny doesn't come up to the morning show? Why every time I call him, he does not answer the phone or respond to me?
Okay, you are yelling.
Kenny, because I'm upset, Kenny.
Oh, get over yourself.
I'm very upset.
Come on. Grow up.
I found out he blocked me.
Yep.
What is this?
Well,
why do I look like a ghost? I am as brown as they come, and I am a ghost.
Oh, it's because of that light right up there. That happens to me as well.
We need to adjust that. But guys, if you didn't know, which I have a soundbite,
Oh yeah, that's fun. Well, I need my headphones.
You have to wait for it. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me in the headphones. Either way, guys, it's October 3rd, and for those of you who don't know what that means,
I'm talking to Aaron more and more. On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. It's October 3rd. 2 weeks later.
So sensual.
So historic.
It's so simple.
Close the door,
Thank
Kenny.
you. I didn't want to say it on the air. You left the door open.
Close the door.
But
the door
I was on Yik Yak, which, I'm on,
That's upsetting.
Yeah, I was bored this morning and I wanted to see. And I saw someone put, it's October 3rd. Went on Instagram, I saw the picture, and I was like, oh my God, it's October 3rd.
Yeah, no, a lot of people do it.
Yeah. And
It's
I
like
know
a
it's
new
October
national
3rd because
holiday.
as soon as I walked in, Spring started grilling me like, do you know what today is?
Brian had absolutely no idea what in the world I was
Imagine
talking
if
about.
Brian just went, it's October 3rd.
Actually, Brian, could you say that for me real quick?
It's October 3rd.
No, can you say it more flirty?
Said it better than Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, he's doing it. Look.
It's October 3rd.
Oh my
Ew, I would
man.
not talk to you.
Okay, we gotta go to a break. Because I quit.
That made me uncomfortable. No, but I was going through my emails the other day, which is another part of my random news.
Good job.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Spring check.
Yeah, because someone from my internship sent me an email, and I was like, why can't I find it? So I thought, hey, there's this little category called spam.
Spam.
Right? So when you go through your spam, what do you get? Like, what kind of emails do you get in your spam? You don't check your spam? Brian, what kind of spam do you get?
The kind that aren't mission consistent.
Yeah, I'm with Brian. That's why I didn't want to talk
Do you
about
know? Okay, there's two other people in this room. Can you guys tell me what kind of spam do you guys get usually?
I usually get college scholarships or something.
See, she gets something. This is Tara Vaughn. She gets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she gets college scholarships, you said?
Yeah, but they're spam. If I clicked on them, I'm not. There's no chance of me actually getting them.
Oh.
See, that's nice.
I don't know. It's weird.
What do you get?
Dirty and dirty stuff.
All right,
we
so
got
I have
another
40
one for-
messages of male enhancement.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, some people do.
Why all 40?
What?
Why all 40? They said, are you looking for a female? I'm like, I am a female. I don't want any male enhancement.
So you should just
Thank
email
you.
them back mission accomplished.
I don't know. It's freaky.
I was so offended. I'm like, I don't need it, but thank you. Also,
At least they're asking.
I got a lovely picture from my friend yesterday. Even though Kenny and Brian might not care about it, I know the other two girls appreciated it.
Oh, goodness.
Because I told them before the show started. Joe Jonas.
I thought it was Nick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why do I keep saying Joe?
You don't even know.
This is the second
I don't know
time.
what
You
I'm
know what's
more-
really bad?
I don't even know who it was.
I'm more surprised
It's because
Kenny
I'm so
had to
scrambled.
correct
I
you.
didn't know what to do
I thought it
after
was one
that.
of these girls that
Nope.
were just going to chime in actually.
No, I know my Jonases. Also, there's
I think because I have a usual crush on Joe Jonas.
there's
so
a
Nick
series of
completely
pictures
wiped
with me
away.
doing the same thing. They just haven't come around yet.
I don't think we want to see it, though.
Too bad. They're already out there.
Either way,
I
Nick
self-leaked
Jonas.
my nude photos.
Nick Jonas, everyone's new favorite Jonas brother, no longer Joe
He's
Jonas.
always been everybody's
No,
favorite.
Joe Jonas used to be
Joe
the
Jonas
really
is
hot one.
weird.
And then Kevin
Who's
is just forgotten.
Oh,
Kevin
I'm
is
a-
ugly.
Kevin is the forgotten
then I'm a
Jonas.
Kevin fan.
Kevin's
I'll give
really
him the
ugly.
notification
Didn't he get
is.
married at 12?
No, he got married at 23, 24.
Oh, wait, he's married? Never
with
mind,
a
I'm not a
child
fan.
who's actually very
He's got a
beautiful.
kid?
He had a reality show
What?
also.
What?
I
Yeah,
knew
they
he had a
don't say
reality
See,
anymore.
again, Kevin Jonas really not a big fan favorite, as you can tell.
I love the Jonas Brothers, especially when they came out with Mandy. Do you remember Mandy? I think we were freshmen in high school.
Mandy.
Is that Mandy a person or?
Mandy always knows some.
I think it's
That
safe
was
to say
horrible
I
singing.
don't know.
I know. I don't
Mandy.
remember the words. Either way, it's a new spread for Flaunt Magazine, which I've never even heard of in my life.
Nobody has.
And he's actually impersonating Marky Mark, which no one could do it like Marky Mark. Like Marky Mark is pretty beefy. And like Joe
Not
was
in the
about to say,
90s. He wasn't that beefy in the 90s.
do you need a picture? Because
Marky
he
Mark was
kinda-
beefy, but he's not as beefy as he is now. Marky
Well,
Mark
he's
now
beefy
is
in the
like
wrong way. He's beefy back then with like a 12-pack ab, like bow 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 bow. bow. Look at me, he's just staring at me.
Can we add up
Stop.
those to make sure she counted 12?
yeah, bow. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bow, bow,
Bow
bow,
bow bow
Bow.
bow.
bow 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 bow
you-
bow.
Either you did less than 6 or no, less than 12 or more than 6.
Yeah.
On that.
Well, for actual news, since no one seems to care about Nick Jonas,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
can't get
that's-
the name right
You've
anyway.
got it. You've got it now.
I mean,
NBC
you wrote
News.
Joe Jonas.
I did write. I told you I wrote Joe Jonas in my notes because
I know it was.
I was so obsessed with Joe Jonas when I was younger, and I guess I just
That every picture
He's
of a
the
man
only
you see is
Jonas.
Joe Jonas.
So
no any Jonas Brothers.
Spring-
Oh my
videos.
God! Look at that wonderful picture of Derek Jeter. It must be Joe Jonas.
So, Spring.
Because I love Joe Jonas when I was
they
a
all
kid.
look the same. All the Jonas Brothers
Wait.
look. All
Yeah,
three
except one's apparently really attractive, and Joe is just being Joe.
There's no apparently
So
he
you're
is
gonna
attractive.
take the Nick picture and like copy and paste Joe's face onto it?
I don't know.
She
No,
doesn't have to. She already thinks it's Joe.
Oh,
Kenny.
Oh man,
Let
she
me
doesn't
get to
actually have
actual
to do
news.
anything to make it Joe. It already is Joe in her head.
Penny.
Yes.
Let me get to actual news now.
Oh, now
Now we're
you
getting
want
to
to
real
get to
news.
news. Okay.
Well, like regular news
what
for
a
spring.
transition.
Brian,
I'm sorry, you
you're
always
really
get me.
sarcastic now that you're on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I
You
like
need
him.
to tone down. All right. So
Okay.
NBC News announced that a freelance cameraman in Liberia is tested positive for Ebola.
Was it
Was
Joe
Ebola
Jonas?
or Ebola?
Ebola.
I keep saying Ebola.
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 It's not a Disney villain. Ebola.
But he was working
No,
with NBC correspondent Nancy Snyderman, which Sinderman. I'm not going to pretend I actually know who she is because I don't. But he said he started feeling symptoms on Wednesday and they immediately quarantined him. And he's being tested at a local center, so he ended up being tested positive. And he's being flown to the U.S., which is a smart idea to do to bring Ebola once again over here.
No, I
my
think it's like when the doctor over there got Ebola and they brought him over. He's going to be trying pretty much like this untested drug to see if he's going to get cured.
Also, Spring, if you're worried about Ebola, stop.
Ebola. Actually,
Ebola.
wasn't.
Ebola.
I have a horrible
If
cough.
you're villain Ebola, who has a
Ebola.
sidekick
I-
dog.
I can't hear Ebola without like blah blah blah. I'm Ebola.
I picture a way. It's got to be a woman. Ebola is a woman's name. Blah, blah, blah.
Ebola is a horrible
Yeah.
woman name. It actually does sound like
It sounds
a
like a
Disney
woman.
villain.
I mean, I guess if it was
I think it's like on par
Ebola,
with
then it'd be a
Olga
man's name, I guess.
for a women name.
Right.
But I
Anyway,
showed Kenny this meme yesterday with Kermit.
If you're afraid
remember
of
the meme?
Ebola or Ebola,
Or
as
just
most
not let
people
me
have
finish
come to
at
know
all.
it.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I've
Thank you,
had
Kenny.
enough of you already.
Thank you, Kenny.
If you're afraid of it, you should probably just stop licking the bodily fluids of Ebola patients, and then you won't get it.
Oh come on! How
Because
am I
that's what
supposed to do
everyone is
that?
doing. They're just like, ooh, he has Ebola. No school for the day.
Ooh, Ebola. Like you're licking your
Ebola.
face.
But I also read a cool article on Complex that this guy who was tested positive for Ebola, they were about to bury him.
Now you're just
Now we
naturally
peaked.
saying
Thank you, Kenny. I
Ebola.
peaked.
Well, you're welcome, Spring. I have a certain knack for peeking.
You know, I still don't feel very well. A Liberian man, he was tested. He was also positive for Ebola.
Ah, yes.
There you go.
Ebola.
And I think they presumed him dead. Like, I guess he just wasn't showing any response of being alive, which is usually what being dead means, right? Exactly. So right as they're about to bury this man, they're wrapping him in plastic. All of a sudden, his hand moves, and oh my God, this guy's alive. We're about to bury him. And I saw this, and
Or
I was
she
just
is
like,
zombie.
why didn't you check for a pulse?
creepy.
I don't understand.
Well,
Like, did
with
his heart just
Ebola,
stop
they
and start up
probably-
again?
That happened in Grey's Anatomy
Oh,
once,
wait.
I think.
I guess Brian has more.
They probably had like this advanced technology where you poke it with a stick a few times, and if it doesn't fight back,
Oh my God. And also,
I mean, I'm not gonna get close to an Ebola patient if I think it's dead, because then I could catch it.
Yeah. Only
I
if...
feel like Brian would really poke somebody with a stick.
Well,
to see
yeah,
if
that's
they're
what
alive.
Brian does every morning. He's like, Mom? Mom, I'll go to class.
All right, she twitched. We're good today.
I don't even like enter the room. I've got.
You get a longer pole.
I just like stand.
When he was
in
a
the hall,
kid, he had a
like,
shorter pole. Now he's an adult, so he's got a longer pole. So he doesn't have to go in and actually do it anymore.
Well, on
Ah.
Twitter, the most sensitive place in the world. Yeah, I cut you off. The most sensitive place in the
Oh,
world.
you mean people get sensitive over forms of communication that are limited to 140 characters? Who would have thought?
I was being sarcastic, but thank you a lot,
You're welcome.
Kenny. Anyway, they're replacing movie names with the name Ebola. Ebola, whatever. So you want to hear some of them? Because a lot of people were actually angry about it, but I thought they were fun and
The
creative.
Princess Ebola.
The Expendola.
No, that actually sounds good. I'm gonna make that a movie.
Charlie in the Ebola factory. You've got Ebola. So everyone.
Ebola. Stop saying Ebola.
I'm sorry. Either way, a lot of people got upset. They were like, so you find out that the first patient in the U.S. has been diagnosed, and you make this a stupid hashtag trending.
Ebola
Yes.
Park.
Welcome to America. Wow. That's actually not that bad.
Thanks.
Can we pretty Ebola? Ebola.
Gotta stop with the
Ebola girls.
Mean Ebola.
Well, Ebola certainly is not nice.
Oh my god.
Oh well, I'll come up with another one eventually.
Ebola Night Fever.
Every movie that's
Well, they're
one
making
word,
memes
just
already about it.
title it Ebola.
Beverly Hills Ebola.
Oh my god. The sequel.
The sequel.
The fourth. No, I was telling other
Beverly
people
Hills,
about
yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop when like the fourth iteration comes out. I'm gonna see it like so many times in the theater just to spite our professor.
Alright, I think it's
What a
time
great,
to catch a
what a
break.
great score.
Because
What a
I'm
great score.
dying.
What?
I have a cough.
Do you
Not
have
that I'm
halls?
dying. I do.
Can I have one?
Yeah, once
I'd
after
like
this
to,
break.
'cause
Yeah.
it clears up.
Can we come?
RotoExperts.com is your home for the latest fantasy news and updates. Get fantasy advice from the experts in fantasy football, baseball, basketball, hockey, NASCAR, and even golf. If you have a fantasy question, email the king himself, Scott Engel. Just go to RotoExperts.com and click on Scott Engel's email advice tab. RotoExperts.com, the best fantasy news in the business.